Hi guys, welcome back. Hi Zaid,
Hi guys, welcome. Hi Akash, nice to see you again
again this week
this week. Once again,
after a week.
on the same
Yeah.
day.
So, so Zaid, as we have discussed previously, also we are today not going to talk about Apples or Samsungs of the world. We are going to talk some other kind of tech. Okay. Firstly, what we are going to discuss is the experience, our experience while buying cars and the tech which the cars have to offer nowadays. Okay,
Mhm. Right.
so
And I think this is something I have been looking forward to because uh, we are, techies and we are interested in tech, but I think sometimes we can talk about other stuff which we have experienced and that might help other people, like our
yeah, yeah,
car buying experience or whichever cars we are using. And if they are also looking for those, then this would be kind of a review that would help them,
yep,
to
yep.
get along with it.
So, which car do you have? Which car do you drive?
So I currently own the Maruti Suzuki Grand Vitara, and it's the Alpha version, a manual transmission version. So
Okay.
previously I had owned the Ignis, which was a facelift model of 2022, and currently I own the Grand Vitara, which I've upgraded to by exchanging the Ignis. And which car do you use, Akash?
I have Tata Nexon, previous model, not the latest facelifted one. I have Tata Nexon, which was facelifted in 2021. So I got it in 2022. So it's been good 2 years. Actually, on 13th of May, my car completed its 2 years. Whenever I see someone reviewing or someone talking about a Tata product, what they say is before delivering the product and while doing the sale and everything, it is all hunky dory for each and everyone. Like the Tata car salesman, the customer, it is like hunky dory for everyone basically.
Mhm.
But the after sales service for Tata is actually it's a hit or miss. If you are lucky enough to get a good service center, or if you are lucky enough to get good technicians working on that service of your car, then you are a lucky person. Otherwise, many people have faced many issues regarding their service, regarding their warranty claims, each and everything. Okay,
Right.
so I have by far have been a lucky person in that matter, a luckier one in that matter, because I bought that car from my hometown, from Chandrapur. It has MH34 number plate, and because we Chandrapur is basically a small city. Everyone knows everyone. So so basically, there in Chandrapur, the service getting the service done in a good way, it gets easier. You know, uh, because most of the people working in the service center or the car showroom, those are familiar faces. Okay, so we know them, so they are trustworthy and everything. But when I came to Pune, when I brought that car to Pune and got that serviced here, I was one of the luckier ones because I got a good amount of servicing done, good amount of warranty claims done, and I faced no issues till now. I don't want to jinx that, but by far my experience with Tata, as the reviewers and all the tech experts, or the automobile experts say that it's a hit or miss. I have got the hit. I haven't got the miss part of that yet. I feel good after owning a Tata product and Desh Ka Loha and everything. I feel good about it.
No, see, this is the very reason, why I have never shifted from the Maruti Suzuki brand because I've always owned and used only Maruti Suzuki cars
Okay.
because they are reliable, their engines are reliable, their service is also reliable. Like pretty much wherever you go, you will get the spare parts, you will get servicing
Yeah.
with the same level of quality done. That is something that I have never wanted to step out of this comfort zone because when it comes to cars, I just want that reliability and that's whenever I go to a service center, I know what to expect. It's not like they are going to, do something different on that because
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah.
standardized process when it comes to Maruti Suzuki products
Yeah.
altogether. So, but one thing I want to ask you, like, do you like specifically wanted to buy a mid-size SUV? or did you explore other options as well?
No, I was pretty clear from the start that if at all I want to buy a car, it should be an SUV for me. It was pretty clear for me. I didn't even
And why
explore the
was
other
that?
option. I didn't even explore the other options in that price range. I got it at around in 2022. I got it at around 14.5 lakhs or something like that. It's a petrol version, top model, manual transmission. It comes with the sunroof, ventilated seats, leatherette seats, air purifier, each and everything fully loaded. But it is a petrol and a manual version of it. Okay.
Right.
So it comes with everything. So, but I was pretty clear. Even if my budget was around 15 lakhs, I didn't even explore the possibility of getting a hatchback or getting a sedan.
Right. But why is that? Because like was it like for your family you needed a mid-size SUV and sedans did not suit to that purpose? Or was it the aspect of, that height or the stance of an SUV? Which what was the your perspective on that basically?
See, while you're asking this question, the first thing which came to my mind was at least while sitting properly high enough, I'll be able to see both the corners of my basically the engine hood. So that was the first thing which came to my mind, when you asked this question, because see, whenever we are stuck in traffic, or whenever we have to maneuver our car from a narrow road, it gets tricky when you are not able to see your bonnet, and when you are not able to see where your car is actually heading, where the other
Right.
side of your car is actually heading, and it might scrape into something or something like that. It shouldn't happen. So my first thing was visibility. I should be able to see both the sides clearly. I should be able to be confident while going over potholes or while going over speed breakers. I should be comfortable basically.
Right. But for me, that was not the case because I was coming from a hatchback, the Ignis,
Yeah, yeah.
and I wanted to upgrade to a sedan. So that was my aim. I wanted a sedan. The reason was for comfort, especially on Indian roads.
Hmm.
The roads are really bad, really bumpy, and I think that sedan gives it like a more grounded feel to the car because the structure of the car is in that way.
Yeah.
So when I owned the hatchback, I had a lot of wobbling, a lot of bad experience on potholes because the roads are really bad
Hmm.
everywhere, especially where we stay. So that is why I wanted a sedan where that would guarantee me more comfort. And also sedans are also powerful. They have powerful engines.
Yeah, yeah.
So like we would get everything in the package. But when I started exploring SUVs, especially when I sat in the Grand Vitara,
Hmm.
the height of it, the stance, the dominance that you see, you get a whole lot of picture when you're sitting on your seat. Like you
Yeah.
see a lot many vehicles, and it gives like a different upgraded feel. Because the other car which I was considering was the Verna, the new Hyundai Verna,
Okay,
which
okay.
was a sedan. Yeah.
Hmm.
So that was that had everything. That sedan had everything. It had also more comfort, which I was expecting.
Yeah.
But the Grand Vitara, which I was sitting in, actually made me feel like an upgrade. When I sat in the sedan, I just felt like I'm paying so much, but I don't feel like an upgrade because you don't get that feeling, you don't get that like road dominance when you sit on the
Hmm.
driver's seat. So, but that you get in the SUVs, even be it a mid-size SUV or a full-size or even a compact SUV, because of that height, because of that ground clearance, you get that more dominance. Plus, on potholes and all also, and on bad roads like bad bumpy speed breakers, it gives you more protection because the ground clearance is more.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
all those things attracted me towards an SUV, and I do understand that SUVs are not as grounded as the sedans because sedans are always grounded because
Hmm.
they're on the ground level, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
even if you are experiencing like a wobbly road, they don't wobble so much, but SUVs do wobble. If
Yeah,
you have like a pothole here and one tire is not there, so like it wobbles a lot. So
yeah.
that even though I had the same experience in this SUV, the upgrade felt significance in terms of the hatchback
Hmm.
when it comes to the sedan because in the sedan I was feeling like I'm spending so much or the same cost that I've spent for the Grand Vitara that was the same price for that Hyundai Verna. So in the same cost I didn't feel like an upgrade. So I had actually pretty much my really like wide set of options. Like
Hmm.
I was even open to sedans, but at the end I went for a mid-size SUV. So that is why I wanted to ask your experience, like what was your reasons for that, and this was my reason basically.
Yeah, I and the funny thing was, while considering buying an SUV, okay, a compact SUV, sub 4 meter SUV, actually there are only two options which I explored. It was Hyundai Venue and this Tata Nexon. I didn't even consider Kia Sonet because of safety issues. And
Hmm.
during the lockdown, actually, what had happened was there was an accident which happened on the Chandrapur Nagpur highway. So when that
With the
Kia,
Seltos, right? Kia
yeah,
Seltos.
Sonet, it was, I think, Kia Sonet or Seltos. I don't actually remember, but yeah, that was a Kia car. That was a Kia SUV, and when it crashed with a truck, that car basically split into two parts.
Right. I know that incident. That actually made like, I mean, really hindered the reputation of Kia
Yeah, yeah.
cars.
So that day I decided. I mean, if Kia cars were the last cars on earth, I won't buy it. Because when it comes to safety, it is not that if you have 10 airbags or 6 airbags or 12 or 20 airbags in your car, unless and until the structural integrity of of your car is strong, unless your the car structure, the metal used in it, and each and everything, unless your car is strong, there is no point of having these many airbags or these many safety features, be it ESP, traction control, or body roll mitigation, be it anything. Unless and until your car is strong, you won't be able to, in case of a collision, or no one should face this, just for the sake of it, just for
Right.
being
It
safe on the road.
guarantees more safety. Right, exactly.
Because
And
even if
that,
even if we, the responsible drivers, are driving carefully on the roads, there will be some idiot overspeeding, and
exactly.
and
Hmm.
and it might be his entirely that person's fault, but we will have to suffer at the end of the day. We might have to suffer at
Exactly.
the end of the day because of that idiot. So I don't want to subjected to that. I don't want to get subjected to that. So that was
Exactly. And
my
that is one
thought
of the
process.
reasons that I love of the Grand Vitara as well. It's a pretty heavy car. So
Hmm.
that is why even when it comes to like high speeds or anything, it does not roll over. And also, it's a pretty heavy car. So
Yeah,
the build quality is really good. That is one of the things I adored about this because it guarantees more safety.
yeah.
But I do understand that at the cost of the weight of the car, the power is not that sufficient when it comes to Grand Vitara because the Grand Vitara is known to have it is known to have a lethargic engine basically
Hmm.
because the body to the power to weight ratio is not managed well. The body is really heavy and the engine is not that powerful to drag it that much. So that and I think they should have put a turbo engine in this, but it does not have a turbo engine. It has a naturally aspirated 1500 cc engine.
Hmm.
It's a new engine, but still it's not that powerful. So you don't get that much performance with it, but it still guarantees that much safety.
Yeah.
So, what do you think about the performance on your car?
The performance, yeah, performance wise, it's a turbocharged engine, three-cylinder engine. Three-cylinder engines are not supposed to be, they are not considered as good engines, but Tata does a decent job. I don't hear the engine noise that much. And while driving also, even a few of my friends have also have driven the car, and they are also saying that the drive quality is, it's a ease off kind of thing. Okay,
Hmm.
we can just cruise at around 70, 80, 90, 100, or 120 also. We can cruise at ease. There will be no issues. The car absorbs the speed bumps and everything. The potholes or the uneven roads also, it absorbs each and everything, properly, and it's a safe and smooth sailing in this car. So I'm pretty happy. No matter what people say that अरे Nexon ले लिया अब मतलब drive quality खराब हो गई, you won't be able to drive for longer hours, but it doesn't bother me because I have drove that car at least for, I mean, 12 hours at a stretch, but I didn't feel fatigue because of it.
Yeah, I
It's
think
actually a
Tata
good
has done a
experience.
good job with the Nexon. It's a pretty standardized car, and also it does well in most of the aspects. So it is like a pretty rounded of car. And
Yeah.
so if anyone wants to play safe when it comes to Tata, Nexon is the car
Yeah.
basically to get because it will do everything for you, and it is
Correct.
also reliable. the engine power is also really good because on the Grand Vitara, I do feel that the engine is a bit underpowered
Hmm.
because sometimes when going up hills or something, I do feel like the engine is trying to struggle a bit to hold, to, drag that the weight of the car.
Hmm.
But that is something, it also works on the plus side for me because like I said, I'm concerned more on safety. I travel with my family
Yeah.
with two kids in the back. So I also, just because the engine is not that powerful, it guarantees me that the car will not just thrust away or just crash into something.
Yeah.
I have full control over it. I can, if I want, I can make it drag. If I want, I can just ease it out with, gear shifts or
Hmm.
with whatever driving, maneuvering things that I want to do.
Yeah.
So that is something that, also works on the plus side for me. So I am that person who does not want performance that much. I don't want to go over even 100 to say. So I don't want to go to high speeds. I'm not that person who wants to enjoy high speeds a lot.
Hmm.
So that engine works well for me. But many people are also complaining that they sometimes at least they want the engine to be more powerful, but it does not perform that. So I just want to say that for a person like me, it does not matter that much. And most of you who would not be driving at high speed, especially in the
Yeah.
city, you won't get to drive also only on the highways. So for them, you won't even notice this underpowered thing which people are talking about. It's only on highways if you're doing regularly.
Regarding the Grand Vitara, I have one question. You have the hybrid version, like the mild hybrid version.
My level.
Not the strong hybrid, but the mild hybrid. So in cities, you must be getting, a good mileage or good average, so to say, right?
Right. But honestly, for me, as of now, especially in the road conditions, the traffic that I'm driving, I'm not getting that much power.
Hmm.
Uh, because I'm getting about like 13 kmpl in cities. So it is like a total like average performance or mileage that I'm getting. It's not
Hmm.
like really good, like 15, 16, 17 or something, but it's like about 13 or 13.5 or something that I'm getting in the city. So it is still okay-ish, but not like what I was expecting because it has the ideal start-stop feature as well, like ideal start-stop feature where in traffic the engine will
Yeah.
shut off and
Yeah.
then when you press the clutch it will turn back on. But it does not, in my experience, it does not like engage all of the time. Sometimes on its own it just starts the car because if you have the AC, the automatic climate control,
Hmm.
it has to manage that temperature as well, right? So if the engine is shut off and the temperature is changing, so to manage that, it will automatically turn on the engine of that to turn on the AC. So like that, it intelligently manages the switch on and off function, but it goes the downside when it comes to the mileage.
Hmm.
So for honestly, for me, it's not like the best in mileage that I'm getting, but it's pretty average.
Okay. Because see, for me, I'm not driving a hybrid, and getting 13 or 13.5 kmpl in cities, that too a non-diesel car. Okay, that is really a good number to achieve. Because for my car, I get around 11 to 12 kmpl. Even after having a smaller size engine or the smaller capacity engine, it is the mileage or the average of the Nexon is, a bit low on the lower side. On highways, I get around 17, 18, or at most 20 also. But in cities, yes, it's somewhere, it lacks somewhere there. Okay,
Right.
so it,
Okay.
it gives around 11 or 12 at max. If I'm driving, too well for the city traffic, then it will give around 12.5, not more than that. It is still
Yes,
fine.
that is something. Yeah, it is still near that average, I think. So it's not bad also, and it's
Hmm.
not that good also. Same experience for you, same experience for me. It is
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
So I think it all boils down to our driving style and the driving conditions, also the road conditions, the traffic which we're driving in. So that is something that people focus on a lot, the mileage, but it varies a lot. It is
Yeah.
subjective also, and it also varies a lot in different conditions. So you can't really say that you're buying a car for mileage and you should always get that mileage. You
No, no,
won't, because
you
that's
won't,
the
you won't.
reality of it.
Because everyone's driving style is different. Everyone's approach to driving is different. Everyone's how they drive in traffic and how they drive in highways is different. Some people prefer using sports mode on the highways when the highways are, not there are not many cars on the highway, but they still want to, know,
Hmm.
go full throttle on the car using the sport mode. And I am a kind of a person, when on highway and there are not many cars, I use eco mode
Hmm.
to get that
Yeah, that
laid
is
back,
preferred.
to get that laid back drive. Yeah, so it depends on the person.
Yeah, because that cruise control thing, even I also like struggle to use a bit because even on expressways and all, if we go,
Hmm.
we always have a lot of cars, even on off timings. So yeah, we don't get to use that much. So I
Yeah.
usually on and off that feature there. Just one thing I don't like about Maruti Suzuki is that they always, have reserved their features for the top end models. With the Grand Vitara, they tried to change things a bit, like the Sigma version, the base variant that they had, gives a lot of features in the base variant itself.
Okay.
But like for basic things, you have to upgrade. Like for example, I had to upgrade to the next version just for six airbags.
Okay.
So when I upgraded to for that safety feature, I had to upgrade to the next variant, the Zeta variant. And then when I upgraded to Zeta variant, the cost that I was paying already had gone gone up a lot. So it was
Okay.
like, then why to compromise on the top end features? Just bump it up more and go for the alpha variant. So that's what they are trying to do with their cars, because basic features like I think six airbags is a standard thing.
Hmm.
So Hyundai is, with their new cars, they are offering it as a standard, six airbags throughout. So I think Maruti should also implement that, and that will be compulsory now, right? I think six
Yeah.
airbags would be standard. I think from next year only, I think it would apply. So
Hmm.
all manufacturers would need to put the six airbags thing in all of their variants, be it the base variant also.
Yeah. Yeah. Zed, coming to the tech part of the conversation, how do you feel about the options we get while, upgrading or buying a car? We get an option that if you pay this much extra, you will get. Okay, so connected car tech, how do you feel about it? What do you feel about it?
I think it's really great because see, especially in the conditions that we stay, like I know about some of the cars which can, I mean, from at home only with that mobile app, you can turn on the engine and the AC.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
this is something that I would really appreciate in our conditions because the heat here is so much, by the time we get to the car, we have to wait a bit for it to cool down.
Yes, yeah.
If you can do that from the start, from when you're at home, then that would really help a lot. So some of these features really help a lot. But the thing that you have to upgrade to, the top version to get these features, that is something that I don't like, because like the MID, the instrument cluster, the digital instrument cluster, even in Grand Vitara it is there, but you
Hmm.
get it only in the very top version, which is the full strong hybrid version.
Yeah.
So you get that only this top end version. So that is something, you have to upgrade for that again.
Hmm.
So that is something that I don't like. But when it comes to infotainment systems, I think I don't know about other companies, but Maruti is way behind because I have the top end version. Instrument cluster doesn't, sorry, the infotainment system doesn't do much.
Hmm.
The connectivity is also not like always on par. Sometimes, some scenarios I can say is that it does not connect well to the mobile also. Like sometimes I have to restart the car for that,
Okay.
so that the infotainment system will actually reboot and restart and then connect to your mobile phone.
Hmm.
So some things, I mean, they should really improve on, because if you ask me, I would have preferred to put this infotainment system, off market or outside market,
Hmm.
because then you get a lot of features. Like in English, I remember I had put the infotainment system aftermarket,
Okay.
and that supported even playing videos. So, like, of course, as a driver, I don't want to see videos, but my family, or at least kids, to stay engaged during a long drive, they might need to see videos, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And you don't need to like set up your mobile for that. That screen should be sufficient for that.
yeah.
So that aftermarket system supported that, but this in-house infotainment system does not support anything like that.
Hmm.
All you can do is, play audio through that. So I think Maruti is really behind when it comes to the technology that is implemented in cars.
Hmm.
So what
Yeah.
about your Nexon?
Next one, I have the because I am using the top model for this car, so I have this IRA app, which is the basically Tata connected car tech app. So that car actually, sorry, that app actually gives us many features, like you can track the car where it is, where
Mm,
it is at right now, or any given point of time. You can check the fuel efficiency. You can check how many kilometers you have driven throughout the day or month or a week. And you can set geofencing, like if I set geofencing of 1 kilometer, then if a car goes beyond that 1 kilometer radius, it will send me an alert. Or if the car is over speeding for a longer amount of time, if the car is standing at idle when with engine on, it will send me an alert. So that helps. Those are just some good to have features while buying a car. But that does not necessarily mean that you have to have those features in your car, or you have to compulsorily get a connected car tech subscription or connected car tech model of the car
mm.
or a variant
But
of the
are
car.
you able to control, like turn on the engine or anything
No,
via
that
this app?
no that that is not available
Because
in
that is
Tata
something
cars.
even I am having. Like I have Suzuki Connect. I am
Hmm.
able to get the all those notifications and features which you are talking about. Like I can see the fuel efficiency. I get overspeeding alerts.
Yeah.
I even get alerts, and like even if I give my car for servicing,
Hmm.
and that is basically like pickup drop service. So I can track wherever my car is going,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
whenever it is being turned on, where on what location it is exactly there. And surprisingly, the location service also is really good on that, like
Yeah.
exact location it gives. So that is something I really appreciate. But at the same time, it is just a notification service. Like in niche scenarios like this, where I want to track my car, that will be really helpful, of course. But like other things, like the fuel efficiency, how much fuel I have left,
Yeah.
that I can see in my car also, right? So all those things I'm not really like it is helpful obviously, but it's not like a game changer or anything.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
would really
Correct.
appreciate if they would have put features like turning on the car and turning on the AC with idle mode on, or some things like that which I can control
Hmm.
remotely, or even like things like I can turn off the lights remotely or turn off
Hmm.
the engine remotely. Some features like that I think would have helped more.
Yeah. I think those features we have in Kia and Hyundai cars, but not in Maruti or Tata cars. So, yeah. Again, we have this connected car tech, okay, in the cars, and that is optional. But nowadays, what the feature which is being standardized at most is giving an option of either Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, or giving the both. Right? I use Apple CarPlay in my car, and it has proved helpful for me, to navigate to each and ever to any place that I want to go, because this my car or any Tata car, so to say, it does not have an offline map mode, or it does not have a navigation system built into the car. Okay, that
Mm.
proprietary navigation system which every car manufacturer has, it Tata Cars does not have that. Okay, so that is a game changer for me, because if my car, even after spending around 14 or around 15 lakhs for that, if it does not have inbuilt navigation, and on the top of that, if it was not supporting Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, then how was I supposed to go from one place to another without using my phone? That would have been a bit difficult for me. And because see, now the car manufacturers are giving this Android Auto and Apple CarPlay features, or the option for almost each and every variant, starting from the lowest, the cheapest variant to the highest variant. Now that is a good thing which we are getting. That is a good option which we are getting, be it wired or wireless. That is a different issue. But yeah, if we are getting it, then that's a good thing.
Yeah. But one thing I've observed is that this Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, which we have, it also depends on the mobile phone that we are using. Because previously, when I owned the Ignis, like
Hmm.
it also had supported Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, both of them. And that time I had switched phones. Like first I had a Samsung flagship phone, and that had the same issue which I'm facing now. Like I told you, sometimes it does not connect,
Yeah,
sometimes
yeah.
it disconnects, and I have to restart the car. But that never happened when I had an iPhone
Okay.
on the same infotainment system. The Apple CarPlay was more smoother. It always was reliable. So I think it also depends on the Bluetooth engine of the phone that you're using. because that helps, that helps to stay connected, that helps to re-establish connection well, and also have a smoothened out connection or coding encoding
Hmm.
that they have, audio encoding.
Yeah.
So I think that also depends on the phone that you're using. But like I said, the infotainment system on our cars, I think, is really like primitive
Mhm.
in terms of today. Because if you see Tesla cars, the infotainment system is like miles ahead, years ahead, I would
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you can do pretty much everything that you can do on a phone on that. It pretty much is acts like a tablet,
Hmm.
to say. So
You
that
can
is
you can
something that
even
I
play
think,
games on that while
right.
while waiting at the charging station and while charging the vehicle up. You can also play the games.
Yeah. We can also play games on my infotainment system, but those are like the primitive snake game and all, all those games are there. But I think like games and all I understand. Like hardly anyone would play games on their
Hmm.
infotainment system. But in term it's actually about the display quality features like video
Yeah.
playability, video playback features,
Hmm.
and like reliable connection and all these things. I think Tesla and all those companies are way ahead in terms of the Indian manufacturing companies. So I think they should really really bump up this infotainment system technology that they are using, because it has been like since years. I remember it has been the same type of infotainment system that we are getting, the same
Yeah.
layout,
For Maruti, yes.
the same, the same structure, the same features also, like nothing bump in those features.
Hmm.
Like Suzuki Connect they introduced now, but the infotainment system is still the same one which we have been getting. I think 3-4 years back also we were getting the same infotainment system, which is why when I bought the Ignis previously, I did not go for the in-house infotainment system, because I thought it was not really worth it to pay that much just
Yeah.
for that system.
Yeah.
I could easily get the base variant without the infotainment system, and
Hmm.
aftermarket around the same price I can get like a good featured infotainment system.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that is something that Indian car manufacturing companies should really improve on now,
Yeah.
especially from 2024.
Yeah, and the version of the car which I have, and the version of the infotainment system that my car has for now, it just has a 7-inch screen. Okay, the on the infotainment system, it just has a 7-inch screen. That is fine. So, given the safety quotient of the car, I was ready to uh, trade in the size of the infotainment display. That was fine. But actually, now the infotainment system that we get on Tata cars, that is at least for Nexon, we get a 12-inch screen or a 10.5-inch screen. Now, previously we used to get only 7-inch screen, and that 7-inch screen was very slow. If I had connected my Apple CarPlay to my friend's car also. He has an Honda Amaze. Webho, right? He has an Honda Amaze.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I had connected my Apple CarPlay, and I had used his Android Auto also on the car, and it was working buttery smooth on that car. But in on my car, on my Nexon, that actually feels a bit laggy. It actually feels a bit outdated. Now Tata has improved on these things, and they have improved on the touchscreen quality, the UI. They have built the entirely different UI for the newer cars. Now it is good, but this is one thing which bothers me, that the slowness of that touchscreen. It's there.
I think Hyundai and Kia are also like they are the ones ahead in all these technologies and features when it comes to cars in India. Because in Hyundai new cars also, like the Verna also,
Hmm.
what they have done is they've tilted the infotainment system
Yeah,
towards the driver.
yeah, yeah.
So we don't have to look there that much, and it's not much of a distraction. You
Hmm.
can, while driving, you can keep your focus on the road also,
Hmm.
and easily also have a glance at the infotainment system if you want to interact with it, if at all.
Yeah.
So that is something they are improving, and not on all these little things they are improving.
Hmm.
But other manufacturers like Tata and Maruti, Suzuki, they have been the same all these years.
Yeah.
And so, what do you think about the, like, nowadays we are also getting like the digital the MID cluster, like the a digital cluster appears on just in front of your steering wheel.
Yeah, yeah.
So like we are having too many screens in our cars these days. So what do you think about that? Is that really helpful or something?
No, that is just a distraction. The screen which you have talked about just now, that is called the heads-up display. So
Heads up
that is,
display.
according to me, at least one of the biggest distractions which we can have. Okay, yeah, it helps for certain people. It helps that we don't have to look all the way down to see the speed or see the direction which we want to go. But for most of the people, as I've read the reviews, I have seen people driving with the heads up display up. So that actually distracts people. And come on, man, how many displays are too many displays, or how many screens are too many screens for a car where you have to be laser focused while driving? And on above that, we are getting, so many distractions already. And on top of that, we are the car manufacturers are putting one screen after another. you know for We are getting too many options for drivers, so that actually causes distraction for us.
Right.
That shouldn't be the case, right? At least while driving, you shouldn't be distracted. You shouldn't be looking, you shouldn't be confused if you have to look either on the heads up display or on the MID or on the infotainment system. It should be one fixed thing. I don't think HUD is that useful, but yeah, if it is there, that's the, the driver's choice if you have to activate that or not. So that is fine for them.
Right, yeah. And I think instead of the heads-up display, I think they can go all the way on the instrument cluster that we
Yeah,
already have, like Mahindra XUV 700. I've seen that, and the instrument cluster is so huge, and it's all entirely digital,
yeah,
which actually makes it looks futuristic. Also, it gives a lot of information also,
yeah.
but it's still at the same place that it used to be. It does not interfere with your driving. So I think they've implemented that really well. So what you can do, and what other companies can do, is follow a similar thing where focus more on the existing input, the cluster that we have, make it
Hmm.
digital and give a lot of information there itself.
Yeah,
Because now we're also used to that type of driving, right? So that heads up display would be a distraction, but we're used to looking at the cluster and seeing the speed and
yeah,
everything,
yeah.
the RPMs and everything there only. So I think they can give more information there itself and make it more futuristic in that sense.
Correct, correct. All car manufacturers, should not, just consider how many features can we pack it into a car. They should just think about what can cause distractions and what cannot, and also what are the important features which we should provide, or which they should provide rather, on inside a car or for a car. But yeah, it's their call. We are here just to buy the cars and drive it, so we just have to focus on the driving quotient of it.
Right. And just one more thing that, in my Grand Vitara, I just observed that I have a lot of options on my steering wheel itself,
Hmm.
like, controlling the media and like cruise control and all.
Hmm.
But I just think, I don't know if any car has that, but I think even AC controls or even the 360-degree camera button can be on the steering wheel itself. Because that would help in driving. Because to turn on my 360 camera, I have to go all the way and press a button somewhere far.
Yeah, yeah.
And even for AC controls, I have to look down and see which button I'm pressing down,
Hmm.
there. So I think all these controls can be on the steering wheel, so it will help the driver to control without distractions.
Yeah,
So that is something that they can implement.
for that we have voice commands, but voice
Hmm,
commands, don't always work. So yeah,
exactly.
they
They don't
need to
always
improve
work.
on that. Yes,
Exactly.
yeah, they
I
need to
have
improve on
Google Assistant and also Suzuki Connect on my car, but I don't prefer using those voice commands there,
that. Hmm.
because those voice commands don't always work, and it's a bit distracting for a person like me, because you have to activate the command, the assistant,
Yeah,
and then you have to tell them a command, and then also try to focus if they are understanding that
yeah.
command or not, and if they're doing something else. So that voice command for me as of today is a bit of a distraction, and they should improve on like newer versions of it. Perhaps would give more reliability on it, but I don't still don't prefer that in today's world as well.
Let's see what happens, man. Let's see. We just have to be hopeful that car manufacturers understand the actual need, not the wants.
Right. So I think the conclusion here is that the car that you own, that I own, Tata Nexon and Maruti Suzuki Grand Vitara, I think they are one of the safest cars out
Yeah.
there, and also more reliable. So if you want a more reliable option for your family, then these are the cars to get. Obviously, if they fit in your budget. But if not, then there are other options as well. But like we mentioned, safety is the biggest thing when it comes to, cars and all.
Yeah, yeah.
So
And
technology perspective, we are still behind, obviously.
yeah, and before buying any car or before making any buying decision, everyone should do their due diligence, and after that only one should spend their huge chunk of money on a particular product, which is not an asset, it's a liability. Its value will deteriorate over time. So you have to be
Exactly.
careful while spending.
I think that was it.
Yeah, yeah. So thank you, Zed. Thank you for having this
Thank you,
important
Akash.
important conversation with me.
Yeah, it was lovely. Yeah.
Yeah, and you guys, if you like the conversation that we had just had, you can consider subscribing. You can also like, share, and comment. Share this information with your friends. Share these videos with your friends. And also, if you like this video, consider subscribing. Thanks. Thanks, Zed.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.